Your knee hurts every time you stand up, climb stairs, or walk a little too far. You've tried pain pills, ice, maybe even physical therapy, and it still aches. Then you hear about gel injections, hyaluronic acid shots that promise to lubricate your knee and avoid surgery. Some people say it changed their life, others say it did nothing. And here's the tricky part. The ads you see almost never tell you which group you are likely to fall into. So, are these gel injections really worth it, or are they just an expensive disappointment? In this video, we'll walk through what the science actually says, who they help the most, and when they're probably not worth your time or money. And toward the end, I'll give you a simple checklist and 3 specific questions to ask your doctor before you say yes or no to knee gel injections. Now, if you're over 40 in the US, there's a good chance this isn't just a random curiosity video for you. Knee osteoarthritis has quietly become one of the most common reasons adults your age feel older than they actually are. It's not just a little ache. It's that slow, grinding pain that shows up when you get out of a chair, when you climb stairs, when you try to walk across a parking lot that suddenly feels way too long. Maybe you felt that morning stiffness where your knee just doesn't want to bend for the first few steps. Maybe your doctor has already said the words knee arthritis, or even used that scary phrase, bone on bone. You're not imagining it. You're not being dramatic. Arthritic knee pain is real, and it takes a toll, not just on your body, but on your mood, your social life, even your sense of independence. And if you're like many people, you've already been through the usual checklist. Lose a little weight, try low-impact exercise, do some physical therapy, take simple pain relievers or NSAIDs, use a brace, try heat or ice when it flares up. Some of those may have helped for a while. Maybe physical therapy gave you a small boost, or ibuprofen took the edge off. But the pain never really left. It's like living with a roommate you didn't choose and can't evict. Here's where a lot of people land. You're not ready for a total knee replacement, or maybe you're trying to avoid surgery as long as you possibly can, but you're also not okay just living on pain meds and hoping for the best. You're stuck in this frustrating middle ground. Not sick enough for surgery, but not comfortable enough to live your life the way you want. Be honest with yourself for a second. Where do you feel you are on that path? Just starting to notice the pain, or already deep in that middle zone where every solution feels like a compromise? That's exactly the space where knee gel injections, knee gel shots, lubricating injections start showing up everywhere. You see them in Facebook ads, in clinic billboards, in hospital websites, even in glossy brochures sitting on your doctor's desk. They're often presented as this clean, simple idea. We just add some gel, your knee gets lubricated again, and you walk out smoother, lighter, happier. You might read a story about someone who says, "I got my gel shots and now I can hike again." Then you look at your own knee and think, "Is that what I need? Is this the thing that will finally get me back to walking the dog or keeping up with my grandkids?" At the same time, you may have heard the exact opposite. A neighbor who paid a lot out of pocket and swears it did nothing. A doctor who shrugs and says, "The evidence is mixed." A friend who says their insurance wouldn't cover it. So you're left in the middle, again, wondering who to believe. And this is where it gets complicated. On one side, you're dealing with real pain, real limitations, real worry about your future mobility. On the other side, you're hearing about a treatment that sounds almost too simple. Inject some gel, avoid knee replacement, get your life back. When you're tired of hurting, that pitch is powerful. The problem is, not all knee osteoarthritis is the same. There's mild arthritis, where the joint still has space and cartilage left. There's moderate arthritis, where things are wearing down but haven't completely collapsed. And then there's advanced, true bone-on-bone, where the joint has essentially lost its cushion. Those are very different situations, and yet gel injections are often advertised to all of them with the same hopeful language. So before you spend your money, your time, and your hope on these injections, you deserve clarity. You deserve to know where they actually fit. Are they more like changing the oil in a worn-out car, or like magically rebuilding the engine? Are they a real option for you, or just another item on a growing list of disappointments? Before we decide if they're hype or help, we need to understand what this gel actually is. So let's zoom in on what this gel actually is and why it became such a big deal for knee osteoarthritis in the first place. Inside a healthy knee, you have a clear, thick fluid called synovial fluid. Think of it as a built-in shock absorber and lubricant. One of the key ingredients in that fluid is hyaluronic acid. It's a naturally occurring substance that helps the fluid stay thick and slippery, so the joint surfaces can glide instead of grind. With knee osteoarthritis, that system slowly breaks down. The cartilage thins, the joint space narrows, the synovial fluid becomes more watery and less protective. Instead of feeling smooth, the joint can start to feel dry, stiff, and painfully crunchy. That's where that bone-on-bone knee phrase comes from, even though on an X-ray it's usually more bone close to bone than literally scraping, but it can feel just as bad. The basic idea behind knee gel injections, also called hyaluronic acid injections, is pretty simple on the surface. If the natural fluid has lost its thickness, maybe we can add a man-made version of that hyaluronic acid back into the joint. More thickness, more lubrication, less friction, less pain. That's the promise. So when you hear about knee gel shots, viscosupplementation, lubricating injections, or even the old term rooster comb injections, because some of the first products were made from rooster combs, most of the time people are talking about this same family of treatments, putting a lab-made gel into an arthritic knee to help it move more smoothly. If you see any of these names, they're usually pointing to the same basic idea. We're not rebuilding your knee, we're trying to help it glide a little better. Here's a mental picture that helps many people. Hyaluronic acid injections are like changing the oil in a worn engine, not rebuilding the engine itself. Fresh oil can help everything run a little smoother, a little quieter, maybe for a little longer. But it doesn't magically fix a cracked piston or a broken part. In the same way, gel injections don't regrow cartilage, reverse years of knee arthritis, or make an arthritic knee brand new. And this is where expectations can start to drift. Ads and success stories sometimes sound like, "I got the shots and now my knee is like it was 20 years ago." That's not how the science describes it. The more realistic version is, some people get some extra pain relief and function for some months, especially if their arthritis isn't too advanced. Now, how does the actual procedure work in real life? Most of the time, knee gel injections are done right in a doctor's office or clinic. You sit or lie down, the skin around the knee is cleaned, and sometimes you'll get a little numbing medicine to make it more comfortable. Then, the doctor uses a needle to inject the hyaluronic acid gel directly into the knee joint space. Depending on the brand, you might get one single injection or a series of 3 to 5 injections, usually spaced about a week apart. Some clinics use ultrasound or X-ray guidance to be extra precise about where the needle goes, especially in tricky knees. This part is important. Most people do not feel immediate pain relief walking out of the office. Gel shots are not like a numbing injection where your pain suddenly goes to zero. If they help, it usually happens gradually over several weeks as the gel spreads through the joint and your body responds. For those who respond, the relief can last a few months. Some people report up to about 6 months of easier walking or less daily pain. For others, the change is small or hard to notice. And for a portion of people, disappointingly, they don't seem to help at all. So, who seems to get the best shot, no pun intended, at feeling a real benefit? When you listen to how doctors talk about this, especially in knee arthritis clinics, there's a pattern. Gel injections tend to be considered more for mild to moderate knee osteoarthritis, not extreme, end-stage, absolutely bone-on-bone knees, where the joint space is basically gone. In those earlier and middle stages, there's still some cartilage, still some joint space, still something for the joint fluid to work with. They also tend to be used for people who have already done the basics. You've tried weight management. You've worked on strengthening through physical therapy or home exercises. You've used over-the-counter meds or simple prescriptions. You might have tried braces, heat, or ice. And yet, your arthritic knee pain still limits your walking, your stairs, your hobbies, or your sleep. Doctors sometimes think of gel shots as a second-line, non-surgical treatment for that frustrating in-between group. Not a miracle cure, not the first thing you try, but one more tool to help delay knee replacement if possible, or at least help you function better while you and your doctor decide what comes next. So, here's a real-world question for you. If your doctor told you, there's a chance this might only give you a small, temporary improvement, maybe a few months of somewhat better pain control, would that still feel worth it to you? Or would you rather save the cost and effort for something else? People answer that very differently, depending on their pain, their finances, and their tolerance for trial and error. And this is where we run into the big tension. Even when used in the right people, the average benefit in studies looks modest, not magical. Yet some individual patients swear it changed their daily life. Why that gap? Why do the numbers look small on paper, but certain people say this was a game changer for me? Let's talk about what the research and major arthritis guidelines actually say, because this is where the story gets a lot less glamorous, but much more honest. When scientists look at knee gel injections across large groups of people with knee osteoarthritis, they don't just listen to the loudest success stories or the most frustrated failures. They average out pain scores, walking ability, stiffness over months. And when you put all of that together, the picture looks like this. On average, hyaluronic acid injections seem to give a modest reduction in pain and a modest improvement in function for some people with knee arthritis. Not zero, not miracle, modest. That word modest is doing a lot of work here. It means that if you look at a whole crowd of patients, some people feel a nice bump in relief, some feel a small change that's hard to notice, and some feel no benefit at all. When you average all of that, the improvement is real but not huge. Because of that, some major arthritis guidelines in the US have become cautious about recommending gel shots as a routine treatment for everyone with knee arthritis. They look at the modest average benefit, the cost, and the fact that other options like exercise, weight management, and simple pain relievers are cheaper and often just as or more effective for many people. But here's the twist. Even with that cautious stance, gel injections are still used widely in real clinics. Why? Because individual humans are not averages. For the person who goes from, "I can barely get through a grocery store," to, "I can walk around the block again," that modest average doesn't feel modest at all. For them, it's the difference between staying home and participating in life. So we end up with this tension. On paper, modest benefit, not a slam dunk. In real life, some people say it changed their daily pain, others say it did nothing and wasted their time. The key question isn't, do gel shots work? It's, for whom, in which situation, and with what expectations. In a moment, I'm going to walk you through a very simple, good candidate, probably not worth it checklist so you can start to place yourself on that spectrum. But before we do that, it's important to be crystal clear about what these injections can't do. Current evidence does not show that gel injections regrow cartilage, reverse arthritis, or guarantee that you'll never need knee replacement. If someone's selling it to you that way, they're not being honest with you. So, let's turn this into something practical and start that checklist. You might be a good candidate for knee gel injections if you have mild to moderate knee osteoarthritis, not extreme end-stage bone-on-bone with almost no joint space left. You've already tried the basics: weight management, strengthening exercises, physical therapy, and simple meds, and you're still dealing with significant pain. Your knee pain is limiting real parts of your life: walking your dog, getting through a workday, climbing stairs at home, sleeping through the night. You're hoping to delay knee replacement, not avoided forever at any cost. And you understand, this is about pain relief, not reversing damage. In that middle zone, a few months of extra pain relief can be a big deal. It might mean you can travel to see family, enjoy a vacation, or simply get through your day with less grinding, draining pain. If you go into it understanding that this is temporary help, not a cure, it can be a reasonable tool. Now, let's flip it. Knee gel shots are probably not worth it, or at least much less likely to help, if your knee osteoarthritis is truly advanced bone on bone, with severe loss of joint space and constant pain even at rest. You haven't made any real attempt at lifestyle changes. No strengthening, no low-impact movement, ongoing high-impact activities that beat up the joint, and no attention to weight if that's part of the load on your knees. Your expectations are sky high. You're hoping this will rebuild cartilage, totally avoid the need for knee replacement surgery forever, or cure arthritis. If that's where you're at, gel shots are much more likely to feel like an expensive detour on the way to a knee replacement that was probably going to be needed anyway. Another layer to consider: risks and costs. Most people tolerate knee gel shots pretty well, but they're not risk-free. Common side effects include short-term pain, swelling, or stiffness in the knee after the injection. Very rarely, people can have a strong inflammatory reaction that feels like an infection. The knee turns red, hot, swollen, very painful. That typically needs urgent medical evaluation. Then there's the money side. Costs can vary a lot depending on your insurance plan and its rules, the specific brand of hyaluronic acid used, whether it's a single injection or a series of several, and whether your plan requires you to try other treatments first. Some people pay very little out of pocket. Others get hit with a bill that makes them feel angry and regretful if the results are underwhelming. So here's something worth asking yourself honestly. Are you looking at gel injections as one tool inside a bigger plan, or as a last hope miracle that's supposed to fix everything? That mindset matters. People who see gel shots as one piece of a long-term knee health strategy, alongside movement, strength, weight management, maybe other injections, and sometimes surgery, tend to walk away more satisfied than those who expect a single series of shots to erase years of wear and tear. Gel shots are a tool, not a scam by default, not a miracle by default, just a tool that helps some people in some stages for some period. So let's bring this back to the question we started with. Are knee gel injections real pain relief or just hype? From everything we've walked through, the most honest answer is this. For some people, in the right stage of knee osteoarthritis, with realistic expectations, knee gel shots can provide real but temporary pain relief. Not a cure, not a miracle, but a few months where life feels more doable. For others, especially with very advanced, true near bone-on-bone arthritis, no lifestyle changes or sky-high expectations, they're more hype than help and can feel like an expensive detour on the way to a knee replacement that was probably going to be needed anyway. So what do you actually do with that? Think of your decision as a conversation, not a yes or no quiz. A good knee plan is almost always built through shared decision-making with your doctor. That means you bring your values, fears, budget, and goals. They bring their experience, physical exam, and understanding of the evidence. Together, you decide where gel injections might fit or if they don't fit at all. So let's make that concrete. Here's a simple way to frame that conversation at your next visit. You can say something like, "Given my X-ray, my symptoms, and what I've already tried, do you think knee gel injections are likely to give meaningful relief? Or are we at the point where other options make more sense?" Then listen not just to the words, but to the tone of how they answer. Are they enthusiastic because they've seen it help people like you? Are they hesitant because your arthritis is more severe? Are they pushing it hard without talking about cost or alternatives? All of that tells you a lot. You might also ask directly, if this works, what kind of improvement would you realistically expect for me? If it doesn't help, what's our next step? What will this cost me out of pocket? You deserve specific, straightforward answers. You're not being difficult by wanting clarity. You're protecting your time, your money, and your hope. And this part really matters. Wanting less pain does not make you weak, lazy, or whiny. It makes you human. Chronic knee pain wears people down, physically, emotionally, financially. Wanting options, wanting relief, wanting your life to be bigger than your X-ray is completely reasonable. The real trap isn't caring about pain relief. The trap is chasing one miracle after another without a bigger plan. So here's the mindset shift that changes everything. Stop thinking in terms of which single treatment will fix me. Start thinking in terms of what long-term knee plan gives me the best odds of staying active and independent. In that bigger plan, knee gel might play a role, or they might not, but they're never the whole story. The foundations, movement, strength, weight management if needed, joint-friendly habits still matter whether you choose injections, surgery, or neither. Over the next few years, you might use a mix of tools. Periods of focused physical therapy, home exercise and walking plans, occasional medications, maybe a round of steroid injections or gel shots, and for some people, eventually a knee replacement. That's not failure. That's what a realistic osteoarthritis journey looks like for many adults after 40. So let me ask you this as we close. If you stopped chasing quick fixes and instead built a long-term plan with your doctor, what would you want your knees to let you do 2 years from now that feels hard today? Really picture that. Walking on a beach without counting every step, getting down on the floor with grandkids and actually being able to get back up, traveling without dreading the airport walk, gardening without paying for it for 3 days afterward. That picture is what your decisions should serve, not the promise of any single injection. Before we end, one very important reminder. I am not a doctor. This video is for education and general information only. It is not personal medical advice. Always talk with your own physician or specialist before starting, stopping, or changing any treatment for knee osteoarthritis. Use what you've learned here as a starting point for a better conversation with your doctor, not a replacement for it. If you found this helpful and you want a clearer roadmap for non-surgical knee options, we're not stopping here. There's another big promise you've probably seen all over the internet: stem cells and PRP for knee osteoarthritis. Injections that claim to regenerate your joint, reverse damage, and avoid surgery entirely. In our next video, we're going to unpack that. What's pure hype? What's hopeful but still experimental? And what early research actually shows about stem cells and platelet-rich plasma for arthritic knees after 40, so you can make decisions from a place of knowledge, not fear or marketing. Your knee is part of your life. It doesn't have to be the boss of your life. Build a plan, not a miracle.